Hi guys. My name's Emlyn Pierce. You might have read a post I wrote on Facebook a couple of weeks ago about immigration, which I was hoping a friend or two might sort of click like on, but weirdly for some reason it went a bit viral and has kind of gone all over the world and all over the place. So I wanted to actually just take a few minutes first of all to say a huge thank you to those of you who have shown some amazing support for what I wrote, and to also read you some of the messages that I've got to kind of give you an idea of what it's like when to go viral and to suddenly become this kind of big deal that everyone's talking about. The first thing I wanted to read to you, first message was from a gentleman called Hank. Hank, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to write to me and express your thoughts. And Hank, what Hank had to say is this: Dear Emlyn, we know you South African scum can be rude and arrogant, like the Nazis you tried to emulate, but I reckon you're just doing it for the attention. A poor little man who no one noticed before, having his 15 minutes of fame. Let's hope the world forgets about you soon, you fucking media whore. The world is not laughing with you, but at you. Pathetic. Hank, thank you so much for sending those words. A lady called Susan wrote to me as well, and Susan, really, I think, delved into this issue probably even more deeply than Hank. Susan said, "Bullshit. Get back, South Africa." Susan, thank you very much for that message. Some people have talked about the political implications of what I said, and really kind of looked deeper into what this whole issue of migration means. David wrote to me and said, "What about the gay-hating Muslims throw you off a building? How you like that, tree-hugging faggot?" David, that's a very good question, and I don't know how I would like that, and that's certainly something that I will be thinking more about. So thank you very much for raising that question as an issue. Joking aside, the real reason I wanted to make this video is to say, obviously those kinds of messages aren't going to make me change my mind. They're not going to make me suddenly wake up tomorrow and decide that migration is a bad thing. And the reason I wanted to mention that is for all of you who are in favour of migration and think we should be taking more refugees and all those kinds of things, is that those of us who are on this side of the debate need to think very carefully about how we're addressing the people who are on the opposite side. We need to make sure that people have the space and the room that they need to change their minds, and people don't change their minds if they don't feel that they're being respected. So at the same time as being robust in the arguments that we deliver, and I've seen that on my wall over the last few days, people really bringing evidence in, discussing things, bringing in data and talking about personal experience and really being robust in what they've talked about. As when we're doing that, we need to make sure that we are not disrespecting or disregarding the people who sometimes have very legitimate fears. Now, one of the messages that affected me most that I received was from a lady called Deborah, and the message she sent me wasn't even about migration. She sent me a message about a British soldier who wasn't getting the support that he needed, even though he had post-traumatic stress disorder. And I knew what Deborah was getting at. She was saying that by helping refugees, we'll be letting down people in this country who need help. Now, we cannot get into a situation where helping others, helping refugees, means that we start to ignore the problems in this country. What I wrote was not supposed to be an anti-British rant. I love this country. It's a wonderful country. I think it's one of the best countries in the world. And we will only have the kind of society that these refugees deserve to live in if we can respect each other and we can move forward together as one country. Let's not forget, people are leaving Syria at the moment because they are coming from a land where people did not respect each other, could not carry out respectful discourse, and where hate became the order of the day. Now, I don't think that's the case in Britain. I think we're a loving and a generous and an open country. So let's keep it that way. When we're arguing the point for refugees and migrants, let's keep it that way. And if you do need to send me hate mail, if it really it's burning inside you and you need to express it, send it to me. That's brilliant. Express yourself. We're in a free country. It's your prerogative to do that. But please, if you are doing that, please make sure that your profile picture is of a very sexually attractive, muscular man, because that's really what I'm into. That's my type. And as well as having my feelings hurt, I'd like to at least get some some other pleasure out of it. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Keep the mail coming, hate mail, love mail, marriage proposals, whatever. But most of all, let's have a really respectful society, because when those refugees get here from Syria, I want them to feel appreciated. So have a lovely day. Thanks very much.